Well, welcome to episode 76 of Out and About with Trev. As you heard, the engine's running again. She's running nice, no smoke out the back, which is what we had the problem a few months ago. And I thought I just wanted to get something up. I'll get to why I haven't been putting episodes up. I've had some technical issues and I'll get onto that. But this project certainly kept moving forward. I've recently replaced the front suspension struts, also the rear suspension struts, new brake pads in the front, fixed a couple of other little issues, and basically it's ready to go. So people have been watching this episode, these episodes over the last few months, or over the last year, will know that I got this at the start of April last year. I thought at the time it would take me about 4.5 months, 4 or 5 months, something like that, to get this thing back on the roads, but it's been a much bigger production than project than that. Probably the biggest mistake I made was when I got it. I thought all I had to do was just fix a few broken issues and then I'd get it on the road. But really, what I signed into was basically having to fix everything, and that's just taken a lot longer. Also, because over the last year and a half years, we've had COVID-19 running around. That's been a bit of a problem because it's taken a lot longer to get some of the supplies than I expected. Some things that should have taken 2 or 3 weeks took 4 or 6 weeks to come. I had other things that took 10 and 12 weeks to arrive. So that's also been tricky. Also, because here in Melbourne we've been locked down for months. We've just been locked down for a few months, and then we had a little bit of few things we could do, and then now we're locked down again, and right now we're locked down. But that's also been tricky because a lot of the businesses that I needed to take stuff to, they were shut down. So it's been really tricky. Basically, over the year and a half, I've replaced so much. I've just replaced all the suspension struts. All the bushes have been replaced. There's 24 bushes I've replaced. Also new front CV drive shafts. I've also put some driving lights on the front. Upgraded the car stereo. That needed to be that was interesting. Actually, the CD system I've put in there, that was actually the last thing that I put into my van. So it's nice to have the last thing I put in my van's actually in here as well, so that's nice. I've put some USB ports in there so we can charge up phones, things like that. But it's like I say, it has taken longer than I expected, much longer, and it's also cost a lot more in terms of money. I've spent about $9,500 on the car. I had to buy about $2,300 worth of tools, because without the right tools you can't do the work. That's been interesting. What I really wanted to do, and my plan wasn't just to get this thing on the road, but I wanted to make sure I had all the tools and knew what I was doing, so that over the next few years, whatever goes wrong with this thing, I'll be able to fix it. That was my plan, and I'm pretty happy where I've ended up. As for why I haven't been putting any episodes up, well, that's been interesting. It's been pretty tricky. Back a few months ago, I was actually working on a project for a client, and I went from one day where I could do editing with my computer. Over the night, Windows upgraded, and the next day I couldn't run the editing software. That's because Intel made a decision back in 2019, and it really started. They really got it running last year. What they really want us to do is they want to upgrade our computers every 3 years, which, on the face of it, that sounds fair enough. But after the last year and a half, when most of us haven't been able to earn much at all, the industry I'm in's been completely shut down. It makes it pretty tough. So at the moment, I actually can't do any editing. So there's no titles for this episode. It's just a one take, and it's pretty tricky. But I wanted to put something up and let people know just where I'm at. And hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be able to get a new computer and I'll be back able to do editing again. But at the moment, this is the best I can do. And but this thing's ready to go. Next Next Wednesday, it's going for a wheel alignment because I've had all the suspension out. It's got to do that again. And then in a couple of weeks after that, I'm taking it to a new place to get a roadworthy because I'm really not happy with the guys that I've been dealing with. They broke it at one point, and I'm really not sure what they were doing to break it. So I'll take it somewhere new. But hopefully in about a month, I should have the thing back on the road. That's where it's at. So I thank everyone that's been watching. I've had some really interesting messages about what's happened. You know, have I walked away from it? No, I haven't walked away from it. But I've had to keep working on it. It's still going, and I'm really looking forward. All I want to do now, I'm sick of, like, I'm glad I've been able to do the work, but right at this point, I just want to drive the thing, and that's where it's at. So hopefully in the next month, I'll be at Vic Roads, get it registered, and get some plates on it, and I'll be able to. I've got a big trip planned at the end of November, and that's going to be interesting. And I hope to feature that on here. By then, I should have something, and I'll be able to do editing again. But at the moment, I can't. So this is it, and that's where it's at. And thanks for watching. It's a beautiful day here today. So yeah, everyone. Yeah, stay safe out there. And in terms of COVID, I've had my 2 vaccine shots. So yeah, hopefully in the next couple of months, they're saying by the end of October we'll be finished with all these lockdowns. Geez, I hope so. As long as we're not locked down until the end of October. That'd be horrible. Cheers, guys.